But we're going to go to check out Arkham Knight over here. I'm actually going to, you can follow me. I'm just going to walk real cool like up there and pull a Fred Rogers.
Hello, hello. Hi.
Mr. Rogers.
Oh, you're going to hang out?
Hi.
Oh, you're sitting on the mic.
Hey, welcome back. So, guys, hello, Ashley.
Hi.
We're joined by Ian and Sefton from Rocksteady. We're checking out Batman Arkham Knight, and you guys actually brought a playable build.
Yeah.
So we're going to be playing the game live.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to have a little look around Gotham City, explore around, show you a bit about Batman, how you can move around the city, the different ways you can move around the city, and then we're going to fire up some challenges and let you guys drive the Batmobile and have a little bit of fun.
We're going to drive the Batmobile.
Well, it's a video game, but...
Yeah, we're going to see who's best, yeah.
Yeah. Not for real.
No pun intended.
I don't think your mic was on. What'd you say?
I said, I have a question right off the bat.
What's
no
your
pun
question?
intended.
I see what you did there.
So how do you keep making this city look more and more alive and vibrant? Because playing through this series, every single time I'm like, oh, well, this is it. Now they finally
Like, they finally reached the top.
They finally
reached the
created
pinnacle.
Gotham. Like, that is it. And it's at full capacity. And then another one comes out, and I'm like, okay, this is bigger. This is more filled with world and everything.
Well, you know what I'm impressed by is the speed of construction in Gotham.
Oh,
They're great at just building that city out.
I mean, we spent a lot of time, you know, moving to next gen, moving to PS4, Xbox One, being able to really... The city's much bigger than anything we built before. It's about 5 times the size of Arkham City, but when we did that, we really wanted to keep that, you know, attention to detail, that love, that, you know, authenticity. We didn't want to compromise any of that, so that was the big challenge really, was how do we keep that concentration of detail per square meter that we had in Arkham Asylum, but then expand that out to a much bigger city, so you can see and feel that.
Jeez, he's coming after us!
Still see all of the... We have a Riddler informant in a car there. This guy's going to try and get away. See a lot of dynamic gameplay as you move around the city. We've worked on that a lot more than you know, than the previous games, because we have the Batmobile dual team move, so he kicked the guy up and did a Batmobile assisted takedown. And just a lot more dynamic gameplay as well, so yeah.
Like random encounters and that
Yeah,
sort of
lots
thing
of
that
random...
pop up wherever you happen to be.
Yeah, as you play the game, there's always stuff happening in Gotham, right? Because basically the story of the city is that the whole city's been occupied by supervillains. And Batman's the only thing standing between Gotham and complete destruction.
Here's my question. Who still lives in Gotham? Who hasn't moved? Who are these people?
Well, I think it's like living in Canada, right? It's like you basically have to write off going outside for about 8 months of the year because it's really cold and really dark. But the rest of the time, it's quite nice. Also, I imagine Gotham has pretty good health insurance.
Well, we had, following the events of Arkham City, when the Joker died, sorry, spoiler, but when the Joker died at the end of Arkham City, you know, basically the idea of the supervillains have been regrouping and they've been planning this big attack for a year. So that year, crime's actually been at an all-time low, and Batman's been waiting for this big fight back. And this is the first time all the supervillains are working together to take down Batman. So kind of Joker, the chaos caused by Joker, when that was removed, that allowed them to kind of come together to take down Batman.
One of the cool things you guys showed during the, I believe the PS4 press conference, or the Sony press conference, was the Nightmare sections.
Yeah.
We saw a little bit where you played as a police officer. You see, it was I believe there was some first-person shooting in that scene.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about those?
Yeah, so the thing that we showed at the Sony conference was actually the first 4 minutes of the game. So as the game starts, one of the first things you do is cremate Joker, because no one really believed us that he was dead. So we thought, let's start off by cremating him. That kind of makes it pretty final. And then the next thing was the introduction of Scarecrow and Scarecrow's fear toxin. So what you see in that sequence in the diner is basically a character who's been infected by the fear toxin, and you can experience firsthand what it's like to be taken over by the fear toxin.
Yeah, it's definitely a great intro to the character Scarecrow, who, I guess for those who don't know, is the main villain this time around, right?
Yeah, Scarecrow presents the psychological threat to Batman, and that's obviously really important with a character who has as many deep layers that we can really explore those layers and pull those apart. And then by Scarecrow's side, we have the Arkham Knight, and he's the guy who provides the muscle. He has this whole militia force working with him. And throughout the story of the game, you're going to see this militia force actually move into the city and occupy the whole city, you know, with these drone tanks, with this whole militia army. And that's one of the reasons that Batman needs his heavy ordnance that you can see. The Batmobile is his way of fighting back.
One of my favorite things about this is that the Arkham Knight is created for this. Arkham Knight is like, he's new, he's created for this, he's a new character.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Which is like, that's so unusual, but really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of scary really, because when you're working with...
No pressure?
Yeah, no pressure, right? Such an amazing suite of supervillains that you sort of feel a lot of pressure to live up to that and create something that complements those existing supervillains rather than creating someone who there's already, you know, a space for that character, because there's so many, you know, Batman definitely has the greatest rogues gallery, like they're awesome, so, you know, we didn't want to feel like the kid kind of in the sweet shop who was turning down all the sweets that were there and just wanted the one that he couldn't have, but, you know, after the 3 games, we really felt that at the end of this trilogy, we wanted to do something different, you know, and bring in this character who could command this force.
Just in terms of upping the ante, he's getting into a fight right here, and it seems like, so when I first experienced the original Arkham Asylum combat, I was like, that is Batman. That is exactly how Batman should feel. And it feels like since that point, other games have kind of embraced the style. There's a lot of games where you'll see it and you'll go, oh, that's the Arkham style of combat. How has it been for you guys coming in and feeling like you've set the bar pretty high for yourselves? How are you building on the combat system that you've basically innovated? Yeah,
it's a good question. I mean, what we didn't want to do was completely change that combat system because it's what people know and love, but we wanted to add a lot of new layers onto that. And that comes in 2 ways, really. We wanted layers that every player was going to experience. So when you'll fight, you'll see some enemies will grab you, some will come charging at you. And when they charge, if you throw the Batarang, you can knock them out instantly. So there's a lovely risk-reward to that. And then we have a whole lot of new moves, like you can pick up enemies from the ground while fighting, so you can smash them to the ground. And while they're on the floor, you can see here actually quite nicely how populated the city is, because even though it's been evacuated, you can see how many of these gang members have taken over and moved into that space. And as you get into the fights, you can pick people up from the floor. You know, that's, I guess you start to get into the second layer is moves for the players who are really experienced with the combat and who want to, they jump in, I'm already good at the combat, what are the new moves I've got that I can do, you know? So it's kind of those dual layers that we really focused on.
I'm looking at the huge crowd, and we just saw it, and I'm thinking, I got to get my combo meter up to 100. I got to try. And I know that I'll hit 97, and then some guy will just nudge me in the back, and it'll go to 0. Like, no!
We actually have a great challenge called the Combo Master Challenge, which is just a challenge to get your combo score as high as you can. And as you fight, more and more new enemy types get thrown in, and tougher enemies come in. So it's a really nice, focused way to get your highest combo score and train in how to play the game.
James is so happy right now.
I'm so excited for this game. My big thing is, like, I trust you guys, and I saw the Batmobile. Like, thinking before we saw this game, and they said the Batmobile was going to be in it, I was like, how? Like, how is it going to be integrated in this game? You guys clearly have figured it out because it's so seamless. What we're seeing right here is so seamless between being on the ground, taking out guys, and then moving into the Batmobile and taking out cars. How did you guys settle on that? How did you make it work in this world?
I mean, you can see it's one button press to call it in at any time. It's got the riot suppressor to take people down. It was our biggest focus. You know, it took us 3.5 years to make this, and we've been working kind of 100% for those whole 3.5 years. As a studio, we only work on one game at a time. So, and this has been purely our focus for that time. So, you know, I guess it was a lot of hard work, I guess, and trying to integrate it into all the existing systems. It's not something that's different to the other things you do. It's totally integrated into the combat. You've seen Ian's done some Batmobile-assisted takedowns. If you can drive and boost and just eject out, and of course you can do donuts. You've got to be able to do donuts.
You're going to teach us how to do the donuts, right?
Right, for sure, yeah.
Okay, great.
Actually,
so do you guys want to have a play? Do you want to try, or you want to?
I was going to ask, to James, do you want to?
I would love to give it a try.
Well, we can fire up a challenge, and then we can have a go.
I was just going to say, you mentioned the combat challenges. Are there Batmobile specific challenges?
There are. Do you want to see one of those as well?
Yeah,
what do you want to try?
I'd like to fail one of those challenges.
We can race.
What else should we try?
I'm gonna win.
Start them off easy.
Yeah. What do you want to go with? Well, you can choose.
Let's go with the Let's go with the dual play combo.
Okay, we'll go with the dual play, so you can fight as Batman and Nightwing.
Okay.
Do you want to see how it's done first, or?
I'll take the leap.
Yeah, you go for it. So.
While this is loading up, I actually want to ask a question, something that Ashley was touching on with the invention of the new character, Arkham Knight. I noticed you guys pull from different pieces of Batman lore. Where do you draw the line in terms of bringing in certain characters? Because we've seen Hush, Azazel, like, it feels like there's only a handful of characters that are not in the Arkham games. Do you look at like the Court of Owls and go, that's a little too far, like New 52 stuff, or is anything fair game?
I think anything's fair game. That you know, we want to pick the characters that are going to challenge Batman in the various ways. So we're basically looking at the characters who are going to push him. Scarecrow for the psychological angle, Arkham Knight for the physical angle, Riddler for the puzzles, and so basically we're picking people who provide interesting gameplay and challenges. So I'm just going to throw some hints. So if you press L1 while you're fighting, you'll switch character. If you've built up your combo, you'll do a dual team move as you do it, so now you're fighting as Nightwing. And when this bar on the left-hand side fills up, you can press L1 to switch, so I'll tell you when it comes. So you press it now at any time, that's it. Boom, Batman comes in and boom, finishes the guy off. And you can keep your combo going as you fight between the two. And you can also, the two of them work better to take down the bigger guys as well, so you have a bigger guy turn up in a minute.
I think there may have been a little bit of confusion when you guys first announced this mode, the dual play. It is single player only. Correct?
It is single player only, and that's mainly because we wanted it to be a Batman game. Like, it's the experience. This is a challenge, but while you're playing the main game, you will also drop in and out of missions that require both characters to fight. So this is single player only, and you meet these guys. We wanted to give the experience of Batman fighting alongside these guys, basically. That was the idea. So.
One of the questions that I have about the villains is, again, going back to the fact that the Batman villains are among the most recognizable, even for people that don't follow comics and that don't really follow the world.
Yeah.
How do you go about balancing them? Because you're going to encounter different ones at different times throughout the game, I assume, and you want all of them to feel like respectable supervillains, but you also have to respect progression. How do you balance that? How do you make them so badass, but like, you know, enough?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things actually that's kind of interesting about this game is that it was, for Arkham Asylum, we told the story of the relationship between Batman and Joker. And then in Arkham City, we wanted a kind of more of an ensemble piece where it was a relationship between Batman and all of these supervillains. And for this, we wanted to go back to a bit more of a personal story. So the main story is much more focused on a few characters. It's focused on Batman, it's focused on the Arkham Knight, it's focused on Scarecrow. So although the game's much bigger, in many ways, the story is much more focused and honed on those characters than everyone. Yeah, so it's so we want to give all of them a chance to shine, definitely, and we look at them and we're only going to put them in if we think we can do them justice. You know, we're not just sort of chucking them in just to kind of get names on their, you know, on a list of people. So, but it's a big game, so there are a lot of characters in it, but this is a much bigger game than we've ever made before. So.
Now, I know a big part of the Arkham series is you guys always had really good skins. You always have additional costumes, like you throw things in there from like Batman Beyond and The Dark Knight Returns. I'm a big Adam West fan. I grew up watching the 1960s version of Batman.
Is this where Adam pitches for?
I'm just watching this. I want an Adam West, Burt Ward skin combo and just add some pows and bangs and wazoos. I'm not a game developer. I don't know how easy that is to implement, but please, can I give you money now for that somehow? Is that an idea that has maybe been floated around the office?
We have talked about doing the pals before. There is an Adam West skin. There is a classic TV series skin.
You're halfway there. Just keep going.
So halfway there, yeah. So.
Look who's got a new best score.
Yeah.
So is 3 stars the best?
3 stars is the best.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
One of the cool things actually is in the game. I'm not even sure we've ever announced this, so you may be getting a total exclusive on this. Is we have a leaderboard called Gotham's Greatest. So everything you play in the game contributes to your Gotham's Greatest score. And so you get, for getting 3 stars, you get 3 points towards your Gotham's Greatest score. And on top of that, then when you play the main story, you get points, and any most wanted missions. On top of that, in the challenges, we have rival points. So you see, for every 5,000 points over 20,000, you get a rival point. So you've got one rival point here, and that also adds up. So there's kind of an unlimited number of points you can earn. The better you get, the higher up you can get against your friends in the Gotham's Greatest leaderboard.
Nice. So it's easier for me to brag this way.
Yeah,
James,
exactly.
It was really nice knowing you.
I'm going to disappear into Gotham.
Do you want to do the Batmobile challenge as well? Ashley,
someone else can try.
I'm horrible at driving.
I want to.
We'll do one that's more about combat. It's hard. It's hard, but it's quite good fun. Like, we'll all give it a go. We'll see who can do the best.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
It's hard, though. I'm telling you that up front, it is a hard challenge.
So don't expect 3 stars is what he said.
Right.
I'm going to play it golf style, where the lower the score, the better I must be doing.
Yeah, let's go with that. I'll feel better about myself.
So basically, the challenge is called Untouchable, and it's a battle mode challenge. So unlike the last games where we had combat and predator challenges, in this game there are loads of different challenges. Untouchable is you only can take 1 hit and you die. And you're in a very small area, surrounded by tanks shooting at you. And it's how long can you last? And it's not going to be that long. It is hard.
I like those ones.
So, you see,
Going first?
I'll go first and totally embarrass myself. So you're going to get attacked from all angles. The trick is you've got to hold L2. That transforms you to battle mode. So you want to hold that all the time in this, because you're not going to be flicking it out of battle and pursuit mode. So just hold that. And it controls like a third-person shooter. So you're strafing around on this one and looking on this stick. And then R2's fire.
Okay.
Simple. And X is dodge. So when you're moving, press X. I'll die a couple of times, but I'll show you what you got to do. So basically, hold L2, you transform. You press X, and you can skip around the skin a bit to dodge.
And
what
those
you want to do,
lines are where they're going to be shooting.
yeah, that's predicting. That's that computer predicting where they're going to fire. So you can see this actually isn't inverted for me. So the trick is just dodging the lines and moving around.
It's funny because it almost reminds me of like a bullet storm game, like an Ikaruga type.
Right.
That's very much what this challenge feels like, and it gets very competitive, this one in the office, because
You said you were
come on, look at the
you said you were going to
skills.
set the bar very low, but you are going quite a while now.
I feel slightly more comfortable with the predictive. That makes me feel more. I might make 10 seconds.
I was gonna say I'm still planning on dying pretty quick.
If you press square, you've got a missile barrage you can unlaunch as well, but you have to charge that up by shooting tanks. So
it's really crazy how you guys basically figured out how to take the fluidity of the hand-to-hand combat and then put it into
Stick wheels on it.
yeah, stick wheels on it. But it's crazy. Oh.
that's what we did. We stuck wheels on it. Can't talk. 5 minutes, not bad. It's not bad. Ian, you want to show us? Want to go?
You go ahead, Ashley. You go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold LT, that's the trick, right?
I noticed
Hold
you got
LT.
2 stars there.
You ready? Just press circle to retry. Right, hold LT, and then move with this. Look with that. Just start dodging first of all. Don't worry about shooting back. Is that the right way around for you, the inverted, or is that the wrong way? That's it.
Oh.
That's it. That's it.
There you go. You already got one.
Whoa. Oh, you want to be inverted the other way?
X, right? X dashes you in that direction. Oh. Oh, do you normally play inverted?
Oh. You want me to flip it?
I had a question about the design.
I made it more than 10 seconds.
I think this is a world
I think I
first, by the
won.
way. You are the first people ever
really?
to show this.
I was saying, so there's a new Batman movie coming out, for those who don't know. Dawn of Justice.
There is what?
Yeah. Batman's v Superman.
Oh, that guy?
The great.
No, it's inverted.
I mostly was just going for another go.
I'll just go for it. Oh no, I was just gonna ask about the design. Was it just a coincidence that your design is very similar to the Zack Snyder film? Were you guys like?
So you want to hold LT?
Almost got there.
I'll ask questions later. Sorry.
Sorry.
I want to.
That was great. That was really good.
Yeah.
So sorry.
I want to see.
You want to go again?
I'll humiliate myself in
So hold
private
LT,
next
that's
time.
it. You got it. That's it. Yeah, you got it.
Oh, look at him already zipping around. Show off.
Whoa. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, Adam.
Oh, no, I was just saying, it seemed like an interesting coincidence that the Batmobile that they revealed from the new Zack Snyder film looks somewhat similar to the one from Arkham Knight. Was that just pure coincidence?
Yeah, it was quite funny because they saw ours about the same time we saw theirs. So it's like, oh, you're doing a new Batmobile? You know, we're doing a new Batmobile? And then we kind of saw each other. It's like, oh, right, they're kind of similar. So, yeah, that was totally a coincidence. And
you can just say great minds think alike.
yeah, that's what we said. Yeah, we stuck with that. As the, yeah, but we didn't see theirs at all. You know, we did spend a lot of time designing it to make sure that when you saw it, it just immediately thought, you know, that feels like Batman's car. That's a really cool time, by the way. That was a great time. It feels like Batman's car, you know?
No.
No?
I'm okay.
Do we?
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Peer pressure.
It's funny. It feels a lot like a first-person shooter. Like
Yeah.
it feels
It really does.
fast.
It's nice when you get
Especially the dying part.
Yeah.
when you get used to it, the switching between pursuit mode and battle mode. So you'll be burning along the street, and then you'll see a tank in the street kind of smash out through a wall, and then boom, press left trigger, transform, and you kind of really get into that flow between the two. That's what feels really unique. So one of the things is because we don't have brake on the left trigger, we have transform. So brake is on square, which when you first play it feels you know, you're used to brake on the left trigger. And then you play it for sort of 10, 15 minutes, and you start to realize, oh, right, that's why. You know, you really get used to this because that movement is so different. You know,
I feel like I'm going to end up playing this game for hours and hours, and then trying to. Good start. I'm going to try and jump into. Like any other
I
racing
feel better
game.
now, a little bit.
And I'm going to hit left trigger,
Yeah.
expecting to blow up the other cars on the road.
Yeah.
But it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
To retry.
Yeah, because what you find is you use that sometimes to adjust yourself. So, like, if you hit a wall, you can quickly go battle mode and just sidestep quickly and drive off again.
So when you get into situations like in the actual campaign,
Yeah.
And you're surrounded by vehicles, is it stay in the vehicle until you can eliminate all of these things around you? Or is there any way for Batman without the Batmobile to take out something like that?
Yeah, so there is the Batmobile can be upgraded as you play through the game. So you're actually playing as well here the absolute vanilla Batmobile, no upgrades. The missile barrage you saw me fire, that bar that's charging up in the middle of the screen, that can be charged up to level 4, and you can take out 10 tanks at once. And you get a way you can hack the tanks and make them fight for you.
Oh,
so
wow.
in the middle of a battle. And there's all different drones, so when you do that, you want to pick who's the toughest drone in the fight, and then switch him to start fighting on your side. So there's lots of different sort of tactics that you get that you can employ to take them down. And that you get aerial drones that fly around. Later on in the game, you get these huge tanks that are like as wide as the road.
Gotcha. Well, sadly, that brings us to the end of our Batman Arkham Knight demo. When does the game come out? Pretty soon, right?
Well, unlike a lot of games at E3, you're not going to be waiting too long to play it. We're out next Tuesday, June 23rd.
I want to thank you guys for coming by. Be sure to check out more of the game. We're going to be throwing out to something right now. What is it?
We got
We got
so
Bernie
we're gonna take
over there.
Bernie and Spool.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Bernie.
Team ever.
Dream team. Actually, I got you a coffee.